Hi, friends. Nice having you all here today. Guys, in this life, people need to be very, very careful. And this thing, greed, it has led a lot of people to take drastic actions that on a normal day, they would not think of doing that. But because they are not contented with what they have, where they are, then they now seek for a way out to get that thing at all cost. The way people go to any length to get what they want these days, it's really scary. Even if it's your own blood or not your own blood, they can go to any length to achieve what they want. And then at the end of the day, what happens? If you're caught, then you be punished. If you're not caught, you go on with your life. But deep down, you will know that what you have done would live with you for the rest of your life. The evil that men do, they say, live after them. Friends, while we're getting into today's conversation, please take this time, for those of you that have not subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button. Also, the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. To my old subscribers, I want to say thank you. And to those that have just subscribed now, I want to say a very big thank you. You can see the young man that you see there that is kneeling down on the ground. He is actually the brother to the deceased man. It's unfortunate and very, very sad. The guy you can see there on his knees is known as Kosara, who just made a public confession over something that he did, but earlier on he denied everything. Guys, it's going to shock all of you what made this guy to finally confess to what happened. The young man is from Anambra State and he killed his own brother. That young man you're seeing standing there by his side is his own younger brother. And all of those things happened in Nnewi South local government of Anambra State, Nigeria. For what reason? Guys, you see, there are certain things that when you look at it critically, you say, is it worth fighting for? These things are things that you would leave on the surface of the earth. When you look at certain items or certain furniture or maybe even diamond, once you look at these things and maybe you can't get it as easy or as fast as you think you can get it, it's not better you let it go. But some people will stick their neck to ensure that they get this at all costs. It was actually gathered that the deceased, that is his brother, who is in that obituary picture known as Chukwudi, is 35 years old. This young man killed this guy. And how this young man died is they later discovered that he was diagnosed with a particular illness. Unknown to them what caused that illness. The illness kept on eating him gradually until he finally gave up his ghost. He was just laid to rest June 23rd, 2022. Meanwhile, the Kosara guy denied that he didn't have anything to do with the brother's death, neither did he know what killed his brother. He went on to start pointing fingers at his nephew and saying that it was his nephew that killed this guy. Ever since they buried his brother, he kept on denying it. So what the villagers had to do is they had to take him to a very popular shrine. The place you can see him kneeling down is on a shrine. They told him that he must confess, that he should say either he did this or he did not do it. But when both of them were interrogated, that's Kosara and his nephew, the nephew kept on saying that he's innocent and he didn't do anything. Meanwhile, Kosara kept on accusing his nephew and saying it's a lie, that his nephew is the person who killed his brother and that his nephew knew how he died or what killed him. So that was what led the villagers, since they saw that the whole argument was not giving them any headway or any answers. They decided to take him to that popular shrine at Nando. That was just on Sunday, for him to swear to the deity to prove his innocence. So after his nephew had sworn and was vindicated, it showed that the deity did not react or do anything on him. Like, most times they will tell you that once you go and swear at the shrine, that if you're guilty of the crime, that the deity will inflict something on you there instantly, or probably they will tell you to wait a week or 7 days or 3 days after. If anything happens to you, then the deity has acted based on the fact that that person was found guilty. But if nothing happens to you, it obviously means that you were not found guilty, and so you are a free person. So when it was Kosarachukwu's turn for him to confess, as soon as he stepped into the shrine ground, he was just hooked instantly, and this guy got blind. As you see him kneeling down there, guys, I'll be leaving the video behind so that you can also watch and see for yourself. There's a link in the description box below. You're going to see how Kosarachukwu was making the confession, and you're going to see that this guy has already turned blind. You would hear everything from that link in the video you're going to watch. It's just so heartbreaking. And so immediately he got blind by the deity. That was where he got blind by the deity while he was swearing, because as soon as he got there, he would start swearing and saying no, that he didn't do it. It struck him blind instantly. It didn't even wait for days or hours. This guy couldn't see anymore. It was during the confession that he revealed that he was one who killed his elder brother with rat poisoning because of land disputes. You can see what I'm talking about. That there are certain things you look at and you'll be asking yourself, is it worth it? You know, sometimes people are eager, I want to build a mansion, I want to do this. But if those things are going to cause problem for you, why don't you quietly leave it than sticking your neck into something that at the end of the day it may cause your death? You can see in that video you're going to watch, Ugu was just there. He's confused. He's rubbing all over his body. He's not just okay. He's just not normal. And if you can look critically, you can see his skin is turning white. He's already blind as he is kneeling down there and confessing, and he's telling them that yes, he killed his brother with rat poison. How painful and annoying can such a death be? A healthy young man, but this guy decided that he was going to kill this young man. You can see that was his funeral arrangements, everything, and his final rest, which took place and the final interment. There was a mass that took place in his own compound before they finally buried him. They also went for mass at the Catholic Church in Akala-Ezine-Iffite. That was where they now did the final mass for his interment. It's so sad. How can you go and kill someone? You've left this man's wife a widow with his children without a father. All for a piece of common land that when you die, you don't even carry this land. All right, look at now, he has killed his brother. And to make matters worse, the land he killed his brother for, he can't even have that land anymore. He said he put it into his brother's food. So his brother ate and didn't know that he had already poisoned it. The poison that he gave this his brother is a wicked poison. No, it's not like, you know, there are some rat poisons that don't kill the rats immediately. It leaves them, they will keep lingering and staggering around. After some days, you'll now say that rat is dead. That was the kind of rat poison this guy used. A slow death, so that nobody would easily find out, because he put it in his food. If you should put a kind of quick rat poison that you eat and die, they would have found out immediately that he's guilty. But he had to use the slow death rat poison killer and put it into his brother's food. And his brother's health kept deteriorating. They were wondering and thinking that he was suffering from an unknown ailment, unknown to them, that it's a rat poison that his younger brother had put into his food that is gradually eating him up. I'm sure if they were able to have diagnosed it on time, they would have been able to flush the poison before it ate this guy. But days went by and the thing kept on eating him until he finally gave up his ghost. These things, I don't know why it happens down home. It happens back in some of these villages back home. You will just see people going to struggle for land. Why are you struggling for land? Why are you struggling to the point of killing someone? So many people, countless people have lost their lives in the villages, all because of what? piece of land. Some will leave the city where they are staying here and go down to the village to go and struggle for the land. I know back in the cities like this, you find out that here the land will be very expensive. You see a very small plot of land and they'll be telling you millions. But back home, they are just managing to survive. They're willing to sell the piece of land for affordable amounts that they will just use to feed themselves and their family. So people will just kill themselves, stuck their neck in the land. It's land, is this land. Some of them is so bad to the point that somebody will come and tell them, all right, don't worry, I will give you this other piece of land. Leave this one, let it go to avoid problem. Some people will say, no, if not this land over my dead body. And at the end of the day, you find out that one person is dying. Most times they don't fight themselves physically, they fight themselves spiritually. Go back home and you hear what is happening back home. A lot of brother, sister, this one is even blood that are killing themselves. It's not even friends or anything. It's blood. Either relation, cousin, blood sister, blood brother, killing each other for common piece of land that you will die today and you won't go anywhere. Whatever you've built, whoever will take over and continue from there. People should learn to think before they take drastic decisions over things that are not worth it. It's not worth it. If you ask me, it's not worth you fighting over a piece of land. Especially when you see that that land is causing problem for you. Pull out your hand quietly and let it go. It's so sad that his brother has lost his life, and that's his own elder brother. You can see how he has just given himself a very big problem. Right now, he's going to be locked up in jail as a blind young man. Land he did not see. Human beings he can't even see anymore. So now what has he gained? But at the same time, some people are saying that how are they sure that the deity is actually not making people to confess to something they did not do? Some of the opinion that they should not take people to deities because the deity may turn around and it may be on the opposite direction. And some are saying that is the only way out, that these things have been in existence for years, is a tradition. And so they can't just push their God aside and let people keep killing their fellow human beings. That they are doing it to serve as a lesson for people who are planning evil. That once you're planning evil and you see the repercussion that someone has faced for the evil the person has done, that you will think twice and pull back. That is another reason why they are holding on to this tradition even at this jet age. That they would have abolished it, but know that crime and death and killings are increasing every now and then, and they want to put it to a stop. But friends, what do you think? Going to the deity, do you think it's okay? Should they continue? Do you think it's another way of brainwashing people? Do you think it's another way of accusing people falsely? Or do you also think that the deity could make people confess to something they did not do? Please, what's your take on this? I would advise after you watch the video, you please put down your own take on this at the comment section. It's so painful to see that this young guy has passed away. May the soul of Chukwudi rest in peace with the Lord. May Almighty God console his entire family members, friends, well-wishers, everyone he has left behind, especially his wife and kids, that God should console them all and be with them. Friends, it's not worth fighting over anything at all in this life. Because we should always remember that no matter what you struggle or fight for, once you die, you're not going with a pin. I think that should be the thought we should have at the back of our minds. And then maybe this will give us the reason to pull back and think twice before we act. And taking someone's life all for what you want, your own personal gain, it's the worst mistake anybody should ever do. Please, guys, think twice before you take any drastic decision. Nice having you all here today. Please, before you step out, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. Also the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.